My first online course failed, but the second one was success. This is a story how I sold 15-minute video for over 15,000 people. Hello, my name is Joel Hakala. I'm a Finnish online entrepreneur currently living in Las Palmas. With my co-founder, we have this Movement World online course business where we teach people how to self-treat neck pain, low back pain, different kind of muscle problems. And we're currently selling 3 million euros worth of online courses per year. In this video, I'll tell the story of how I cracked the code of a successful online course. I will teach you the key lessons so you can repeat the same success yourself. So, number one thing is like, when I made my first online course, it failed. I put way too much effort on creating it. I was focusing on parts, the technical website setup, subtitles on the videos that didn't matter. And in the end outcome, even when I sold 150 online courses, I wasn't left with any profit after all the expenses. So the first online course, I saw this other person in Finland, online entrepreneur, who had made this course, and I just repeated what they had done. They had a 6-week program where customers would get every week a new video. I just copied the whole thing, exactly similar structure, similar sales page, everything. And yes, I sold 150,000 because I had built a relatively big audience of people already. But the second time, I started totally differently, the whole process of designing even what I'm gonna build. And the key thing here I'm gonna teach you that you should remember, there's 3 things. You have a product, you have marketing, you have offer. You should never start with the product, never start with the marketing, always start with the offer. And I will teach you why. So with my first online course, I never thought about the key secret sauce, the offer itself. The offer, aka what do you offer, what's the interesting thing for the client. But the second time, I started from the offer. What does my audience actually want? I know that there are 80% of them, they have neck pain, neck problems, some upper trapezius like tightness, and that's what they want. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus on that. So then I was like, okay, what's the best thing I could do for them? Well, that's if I snap my fingers and their pain and discomfort would magically go away. Well, I don't know how to do that, but what could I do? I had at that point taught my clients some mobility training, some foam rolling, self-massage, some stretching. I had held this workshop for groups of people. I would show hey, here's this muscle, massage it like this, and then they would be like, oh my God, blood starts to flow again to my head. Oh, my headache starts to go away. So I was like, okay, I know what works, so let me package that. They want to get rid of that really fast, really easily, without going through hours and hours of video material. Okay, 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, they will notice a noticeable difference, and it doesn't have to be a long video. And that was my offer. And then when I built the product itself, it was that one main video of 15 minutes, one 5-minute quick version of that, and 5 short extra bonus videos. That's it. That was the course. I sold it for 37 euros, which is roughly $40. Then I just built a basic sales page, and that was so easy to build because I had so clear offer. Get rid of neck pain in just 15 minutes without painkillers or visiting massage therapists. That's it, in one sentence, really concise. And the feeling was so different compared to the first course I launched, where I put so much effort and it sold only 150 pieces. And the second time it was so much easier to build it, faster, simpler, less time, less effort, and I was left with much more actual profit that I could pay myself as a salary from my company. And the key thing here was I started with the offer. You can think about the X, the secret ingredient, and then we have product and the marketing. And this dictates what your product should be and what your marketing should be. What do I actually mean by this? Let me teach you. So the thing here is that your marketing and product needs to be in alignment. If I'm advertised that, hey, come here, buy a blue car, I walk to the store and all they have is red cars, I'm gonna be pissed. The expectations that are sold and how it's fulfilled. The mistake some people do is they start building an online course, they're putting a lot of effort, and they struggle selling it because it's not matching with what people want to buy. The other mistake people do, they are promising everything. they're starting from this side, but then they don't really actually think about the product and how the product matches with everything. They might make sales, but people are disappointed, they refund the product. But what happens if we start with the offer, the X in the middle? I like to think in a way like, how do I condense the core thing into one sentence? Neck pain relief in 15 minutes without painkillers or visiting a massage therapist. That creates so much clarity for like what the product, the content should be, and everything, the marketing is just expanding on that one thing. When you start from this, you have something where you can then build a good product, you can build marketing, you can move to both directions. But if you build wrong kind of product, you might not be able to create good marketing for it, or if you create good marketing, you might not be able to create a good product. So let's imagine that I would have started like selling people like, hey, come here, buy this course, I will fix your neck pain. It's just like snap of a finger. Over promise, cannot deliver. The good thing here is like you can even start figuring out how can I make sure that I can align the marketing and the product with the offer. Will the clients or customers get the promised results from this? Do workshop, get 10 people to a room with you, teach them what you would teach in the online course, and see are people happy about it. Take a test group. You can do a prototype group and test, can I teach these things in a group setting and have them get the results and have happy clients who are like really like, yeah, this was amazing, damn. You can test sell it. You can have the offer and then go offer it to some people and be like, hey, is this something you would actually buy? If you cannot pre-sell the course to anyone, then either you don't know the audience, or third, people are not interested. Now, I didn't do this at the time because I already had built a big audience, so I could just test sell it just straight to the email. But especially if you're going about it the first time, not a bad idea to actually talk to people and see if they're interested and interested enough for paying you in advance. And if you do this, then you know that you are not wasting your time doing marketing that doesn't work, doing a product that doesn't work. And most important thing, you are learning. Once you get this right, it's not just you're just gonna build this online course and the marketing for it. You might be building a whole business around this. Example, our online course business, which now internationally goes with the brand name Movement World, is built on this 15-minute video that I made 7 years ago. It simply is that, hey, here's what people want. They have these problems. They want to get rid of that without painkillers, without visiting a therapist. How we can condense the most impactful self-treatment things that people can do at home into 15-minute video, and that's been the most best-selling formula that we are now taking international to different languages. It was 7 years ago when I cracked the code, and our whole 3 million euros sales per year business is built on that DNA. This is figuring out the DNA of your business, which you might be working for years, or even if you evolve to something else, this was where you started, where you got things going, and this is highly impactful thing. And every successful entrepreneur tells some form of this. Example on YouTube videos, whether it's Alex Hormozy or whoever you might see, they're talking some form of this. Practical example with restaurants. So many times people who have the dream of starting a restaurant, they have the vision of what they want to build. Then they go, they rent out the restaurant place, they put a lot of time and effort setting the restaurant up, and then they're struggling getting the customers in, getting the business working, and then in the end, they might go bankrupt or just quit on their dream. And the whole problem was that they didn't have a good offer in the middle and they didn't test it out. They might start with the idea of the product first, but then they don't have the match of like what people around that area actually want. Find a way to test the idea before you invest into full-blown like physical restaurant, or do some test marketing of like market your idea and see if there is any resonance to it, even though you wouldn't have anything to sell yet. So how many restaurant owners start a restaurant by like throwing some kind of little marketing campaign and checking if people give their email in exchange for getting a 50% discount of the first meal once the restaurant opens. Now, if no one really joins up, then probably something's off and it's not gonna work. But if you start to notice that people are really excited and talking to their friends, then your idea might have some juice behind it. So, my question for you right now is that if you would need to sell your product or service with one single sentence, what would it be?